Peter B. Gregory is heading to the path of victory as Court of Appeal accepts 8 more states, putting a smile to obedient family and Labour Party supporters. What's up, ladies and gents? If this is your first time of coming across the Tank Crier, do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to share, do not forget to follow. Most importantly, like our videos, because according to YouTube and Facebook policy, the more you like our videos, the more they help recommend it to other subscribers that have not yet subscribed to this channel. P2B has submitted and court has admitted extra estate in connection with the cases involved.
B and C and like that. So
hear the news in details. Candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, on Monday continued his case before the Presidential Election Petition Court, PEPC, sitting in Abuja, as he tendered more results of presidential election from 8 states. The results, which were admitted in evidence by Justice Haruna Zamani, led 5-member panel, were from Ebonyi, Nasarawa, Delta, Kaduna, Imo, Ondo, Sokoto, and Kogi states. While Obi and the LP, who is challenging the outcome of the presidential election that was held on February 25th, tendered results from 13 local governments in Ebonyi, which were marked as exhibits PP1, PP13. Results from the same number of local governments in Nasarawa were admitted in evidence as exhibit PQ1, PQ13. Likewise, the Justice Tansamani-led panel admitted in evidence as exhibit PS1 to PR25. Results from 25 local governments in Delta states, just as results of the election from 23 local governments in Kaduna State, were marked as exhibit PS1 to PS23. This case is getting interesting because the true owner and the true owner of the mandate is getting to the path of victory. That's what makes it more interesting. We continue. Whereas results from 26 local governments in Imo were tendered admitted as exhibit PT1 to PT26. That of 18 local governments from Ondo were accepted in evidence by the panel as exhibit PU1 to PU18, while results from 7 local governments in Sokoto were marked as exhibit PV1 to PV7. The last set of the results the petitioners tendered were from 21 local governments in Kogi State, and they were marked as exhibits PW1 to PW21. The Labour Party candidate, who came third in the presidential election that was won by the candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC President Bola Tinubu, said he would adduce more exhibits before the court on Tuesday to support his allegation that the election was rigged against him. Earlier in the proceedings, Obi's lawyer, Mr. Patrick Ikweto San, told the court that his client has a fresh application for which he sought permission to be allowed to move on to the next adjourned, which he sorted out to be moved to the next adjourned date. Ikweto San equally apologized for serving the scheduled document his client intends to tender before the court late on the respondent. My lord, I apologize for the obvious tenderness, and I am giving an undertaking that going forward we will keep to our words, the petitioner counsel added. Counsel for the APC, Prince Lateef Fagbemi San, had complained that he was not served with the said fresh schedule, which was in respect of the result of the election from some states on time. My lord, this is not the first or second time that we will get to court and be given a fresh schedule by the petitioner in respect of some states, the APC representative says. I was to submit with respect that the time has come for your lordship to apply the pre-hearing reportedly. The petitioner has been proceeding as if there is no pre-hearing report, Fagbemi San fumed. The court had in its pre-hearing report mandated all the parties to file and serve all their documents at least 24 hours before the hearing date. Meanwhile, the court adjourned further hearing on the petition till Tuesday. Specifically, Obi, in the joint petition he filed with the LP, is contending that President Tinubu was not the valid winner of the election. The petitioner in the case, marked CA PEPC 03/2023, equally maintained that President Tinubu was not qualified to participate in the presidential contest. According to the petitioner, at the time Tinubu running mate Shettima became the president candidate, he was still the nominated candidate of the APC for Borno Central senatorial election.
At least I was lucky today to have a bite, and for today we were able to tender a total of 8 states.
We continue. The petitioners further challenged Tinubu's eligibility to contest the presidential election, alleging that he was previously indicted and fined the sum of $460,000 by the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois Eastern Division, in case number 93C4483 for an offense involving dishonesty and drug trafficking, on the ground that the election was invalid by reason of corrupt practices and non-compliance with the provision of the Electoral Act 2022. The petitioners argued that INEC acted in breach of its own regularities and guidelines. The petitioners argued that the electoral body was in the course of the conduct of the presidential poll mandatorily required to prescribe and deploy technologically devices for the accreditation, validation, continuation, and authentication of voters and their particulars as contained in its regulations. They are therefore paying the court to, among other things, declare that all the votes recorded for Tinubu and the APC were wasted votes owing to his non-qualification and disqualification. That is determined that on the basis of the remaining votes after the discontinuing the votes credited to the second respondent, the first petitioner, Obi, scored a majority of the lawful votes cast at the election and had not less than 25% of the votes cast in at least 2/3 of the states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and satisfied the constitutional requirement to be declared the winner of the 25th February 2023 presidential election. That is to be determined that the second respondent, having failed to score 1/4 of the vote cast at the presidential election in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, was not entitled to be declared and returned as the winner of the presidential election held on 25th February 2023. In the alternative, the petitioners want an order cancelling the election and compelling INEC to conduct a fresh election at which Tinubu, Shettima, and the APC, listed as second, third, and fourth respondent respectively, shall not participate. They urge the court to declare that since Tinubu was not duly elected by a majority of the lawful votes cast in the election, therefore his return as the winner of the presidential election was unlawful, unconstitutional, and of no effect whatsoever. This has become one of the most trending facts that we tell you to do. In further alternative prayer, the petitioners want the court to hold that the presidential election was void on the ground that it was not conducted substantially in accordance with the provision of the Electoral Act 2022 and 1999 Constitution. Now, I bring you to the end of this very court case proceeding we had yesterday. Today we'll be coming back with another big boom. But note that P2B Grigori is heading to the path of victory because there is a lot of smiles and happiness in the court.
There is no much suffering. Okay, guys.
And that is where we come to an end. If you have not yet subscribed, please help us and subscribe. Peace out.